And how can we like make sure that even though we're working from home, even though like we have business continuity plans, we have connection limitations, we have VPN limitations and so on, how can we address them and make ensuring that we will still be like compliant, we will be working according to the law, we will be working like the workflows will not be broken, etc. Remy, do you want to provide some feedback here?
Yeah, of course, happy to. I think what's extremely interesting, and we have to all give credit where credit is due, has been the fact that we have managed to completely shift workforces to work from home. Chatting with many of our customers, they went from having 2% of their workforce being equipped to work from home to 98% in a matter of weeks. A massive challenge, a massive deployment, but it's worked, and a lot of people have managed to stay employed throughout these past couple of months because of that. And when you look at how they did it, it really was through cloud-based messaging services, things that are extremely scalable. Microsoft Teams, I've mentioned, Slack, Zoom, Skype, all of those systems were cloud-based and allowed internal IT resources to scale them up at an extremely quick rate and get them onto people's desktops so people could work from home. And yes, they've presented new challenges through this time because now we have more messages flowing, we have more new types of technology interfering with our existing workflows. But I firmly believe the solution to that is again in the cloud, through consolidated archives and comprehensive surveillance solutions. And those two things go really hand in hand. Compliance officers, and they really need to see the full picture in order to understand what's going on and stay on top of their employees. And you can't do that being split between 3 or 4 different monitoring systems where some message is over here and some message is over here. You really need to get things into a single solution where you can find exactly what you need, see the big picture, and help you understand exactly what's going on. And again, cloud-based scalability. And when we talk about scalability, it's not just the amount of messages that are going into the system or the amount of employees being captured. It's also the different types of messages being captured. We've seen new systems onboarded incredibly quick and need to get plugged into existing solutions for these firms to maintain compliance. Companies and compliance officers really need to be looking for systems that can keep up with modern technology, that they're not going to get left behind the curve and stuck on a system that can't advance as quickly as their users are. When we look at security, and Don was digging into a couple points there about VPN access, IP whitelisting, security is always a massive obstacle when it comes to putting any data in the cloud. Firms are looking to hand over the keys to their data to a third-party company instead of managing it themselves. It's a large risk. But once you get a solution in place that you can trust, meaning that it's got a strong history and it's got proven controls, you know that you can then consolidate more and more things into it. It becomes a massive asset for your firm, having a consolidated archive with extremely robust security, because as new messages and new types of data start flowing in the future, you've already solved one of the most complex problems. You're not looking to onboard a new archive or a new surveillance solution every time. You've got your gold source that you can continue to add to. Lastly, just talking about behavioral analytics and machine learning. The fact is, eyes and ears, physical eyes and ears have always been a massive asset in the office. Other employees and managers noticing if someone's showing up to the office at weird times or making phone calls or pulling out an unauthorized device at a weird time. It's the office environment that's created a lot of security and control around it. And now suddenly everyone's working from home without those eyes and ears around them. And that's where behavioral analytics can suddenly lend to this. You can start filling the gap, and that's where we look for solutions such as timelines and relationship graphs to understand when someone's sitting at their kitchen table, who are they communicating with? When do they start communicating? And what seems out of the normal that we may want to start looking at? Typically, that was always the eyes and ears of their colleagues, and now we need some more advanced tools to step in and help us out there. Vince, Don, do you guys have anything to add to that?
Well, thanks, Gonzalo. I think you have provided a very exhaustive description of how to overcome those challenges. And what I would add is that when we decided to extend our partnership with Global Relay and then launch the Refinitiv Compliance Archive solution, we had a very clear vision on how financial markets can be challenged, improved, and to some extent reshaped by the rising role of enterprise collaboration tools and other social media platforms that you describe here in this nice chart. Our solution leverages one of our key values, that is openness, that translates into the ability to collect, analyze, archive, and monitor an incredibly wide set of e-commerce IT footprint. And this is also why we wanted to make sure our FX trading output in terms of conversations and tickets can flow in and be part of that analysis and that monitoring when it comes to surveillance. What happens if a specific trade or trade activity is placed just after a huge increase in exchange of messages with some specific counterparties? To overcome is that exactly of the space or fragmented archiving, moving electronic communications into, let's say, monitoring and surveillance of e-coms into a new level that is about having a single point of collection for all data sources, including voice, email, dealing, Refinitiv Messenger, Bloomberg chats, Teams, and so on, plus providing a single secure point of entry. I would say that definitely, a nice solution is the one which is open and agnostic and provides also the right quality of powerful analytics in order to extract value from that information and not just story. And when it comes to that, just to remark that point, leveraging a fully hosted platforms leaves you with the advantage of zero local IT footprint and the ability to continue operations also from surveillance and monitoring